Let me start this off by totally apologizing for choosing World War III as a game. I'm sorry, guys. When this whole Ukraine-Russian conflict started, I chose this game thinking, hey, I'm on the ball. And now look what's happened. I chose that World War III, and now it's escalated. Hopefully it doesn't lead to World War III, but in a sense, I guess it escalated so that I recorded a review on World War III, and that's today's first game. So I guess in a sense it was a win, something like that. Oh, and happy Easter, by the way. At least we still had Easter, right? So the graphics, and there's incredible detail in this game, World War III, which hopefully is not going to jinx things further. And you can tell they've been working on this for at least 4 years, this game. Running the game in 4K, it really shows like the years of refinement, as I just hinted at. It makes it into a believable successor to Counter-Strike of games that came from in the past before this one. It feels like a compromise between like the arcadiness of like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. The gunplay and gameplay is fun. Initially, when I first tried this, I didn't think it was fun. I gave it another shot yesterday, and yeah, there is a steep learning curve, and like most of the people that are playing here in the game now, years later, these are the hardcore guys. Like I went up to a guy, and half a second later, he had already shot me, and like I was just pressing down on the mouse button to get him first. So yeah, these guys are really good, at least some of the players that are still playing years later. So I'm like a total noob going in, and this is how I felt playing this game. It's like these guys have been playing for years. I've played for maybe 2 hours total. So yeah, it feels like a steep learning curve. I spent 2 hours. I wouldn't say totally useless, but like compared to the other players here, they're running around, they seem to know what to do. I was decent, maybe. The first time I played, I don't think I actually got any points whatsoever. Like that's how bad it was a few weeks ago. And then yesterday I was actually pretty good. I got maybe 3 to 6 kills, and they weren't like super impressive, but like I got into a pretty close gunfight. My assault gun versus whatever they had, I assume like another assault gun, and I won. But like I was almost dead, and then someone came along and shot me. So this is the sort of game for the hardcore of the hardcore. It makes you question your video game skills when you play against people that are like that into this game. Yeah, I just feel like this is a very hardcore and grindy, strong reflexes, and I have to admit my reflexes have gotten worse, with age and everything. And I just feel like ultimately, it looks great, the gunplay is pretty good, but there's a few cons still in this game, even though they've been working on it and are out for years. The progression is way too slow. I shouldn't have to spend 200 hours playing a game to get decent gear. I think it unlocks, like it's a level unlock, which means that you have to grind. There's no way of, I think you can buy currency if you buy the $200 upgrade, which I'm not going to do. I bought the $20 one, which gets you everything except for that currency. I'm not a huge fan of grinding to win. I did this with Star Wars Battlefront 1, but it was fun. So that's the difference. This is fun, but nowhere near as much fun as Star Wars Battlefront, where you can switch ships and the scenarios change from level to level. These were fairly short. Well, Star Wars had short and intense matches. This game, if it's deathmatch, it's like 7 minutes. If it's a proper, all-out bout, kind of like Battlefield, it's half an hour. So it's a huge time investment required into this to get good. It feels like a Rainbow Six offshoot. I have to admit, I haven't played a lot of Rainbow Six, but like you have to know the game, you have to know your pistol, you have to know the mechanics of the game, otherwise you're gonna get defeated easily. So it just requires a lot of patience, and that's why I think like a lot of people are saying this game's not very good. It's good, but it's as close to realism as we're gonna get in a shooter, and that's what their goal. They wanted to make it as close to realism without making it unfun, and I feel like they've gotten so close that unfortunately it's not as fun as say other shooters that you may play because it's supposed to be realistic. The movement does feel clunky and strafing feels awkward. I'm not sure if that's intentional, like, you know, in real life you can't move that quickly, or if it's just something they haven't fixed yet. I know it's semi-realistic, supposed to be semi-realistic FPS, but like that's noticeable. Apparently it's very buggy for people. I haven't really encountered this. I've played other games lately that are buggier. I don't know, some people say it's buggy. I find the loading times to get into the game and stuff, it requires some work. I don't know why that is. As I said, you can play for free now. I don't know what I paid for it years ago, but you can buy the upgrade, $17 for the basic, $22 is what I went with, or you can pay the major upgrade at $226. The $226 I don't think it's worth it. Sorry guys, it's more if you're trying to support the developers. It's fun. I feel like there's going to be more people displeased with a slower, strategic, you know, group-based battle rather than arcade battle. I would still give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's not really my cup of tea because I like arcade games more than simulations. It looks great. I mean, it definitely gets that realistic look. Like some of the world locations in the world, like Berlin and Warsaw, I don't even remember them all. I think there's like 10. There just needs to be more content because when you look at the weapons, you can't unlock a lot of them, and that sort of, to me, kills like the playability of the game, the longevity of the game, because you don't want to grind for 200, 500 hours and then it's like, oh, you know, I unlocked 5 pistols or whatever. And there needs to be more maps, I think. I mean, the maps I've played seem good, but 10 maps isn't a lot. But yeah, I would say like if it could be better refined further still, another patch or so, just to change the mechanics a bit, I feel like it would be more entertaining than a typical COT game. But as it is, this isn't how you win a war, so hopefully after this we don't have one. Excuse me, I think it's already starting. Biological weapons. Keep on gaming. Bye.